Alright, so I'm doing a review on my Paco Sports lower seat frame rail, basically. So the factory seat, you have the little latch up in the front of the seat. You pull up and you can slide the seat back and forth. The Paco Sport one basically takes that bracket, that rail bracket, removes that, and they have their own little rail bracket, and it makes the car sit. Or not the car, but the seat. It makes the car seat what Paco Sport says is 1.25 inch lower. So that's about an inch is basically about a quarter. If you look at a quarter, look at a quarter. That's about an inch, right? That's when you look at a quarter, that's about an inch right there in diameter. So 1.25 is like about that much or so. In height difference, so that it lowers it. So that's what they say anyways. No, I never actually measured it, but I take their word for it. But the disadvantage is that you do lose the adjustment, back and forth adjustment. So I did it for both driver and passenger side. And when you remove all that seat rail, the factory seat rail stuff, you lose quite a bit of weight too. That stuff is actually pretty heavy. I think Paco Sports said something like, was it 4 pounds or 6 pounds or whatever it is on each side, something like that. So it's surprisingly a pretty good amount of weight. So you lose that, you lose the weight, but you also lose the adjustment. With the passenger side, it doesn't really matter too much because I pretty much always have the seat all the way back. Even when I have the lever, I always have the seat back. And same thing with once I put the Paco bracket on there, lower seat bracket, I have the seat as far back as it goes as well. So that's a good thing. So one of the cool things that the Paco Sports seat rail does is that it actually changes. You look at the seat angle here, how it angles like that. The Paco Sport ones angles it, so that way the front goes up more, and the back of the seat kind of goes down a little bit. With the stock one, it's kind of like, it's not level, but it still has that angle, but it's not as much. But with this one, it's more, and it makes the seat feel more like makes the seat feel more sporty. It feels more like a bucket seat. I mean, and these are bucket seats, but it makes the seat feel even more so like a bucket seat than a more sporty bucket seat than it was before. So that's cool. And the ergonomics actually feels better than factory. The factory ergonomics on these seats were really nice, but the seat angle right there, and obviously the passenger side, you can't adjust the tilt. Unlike the driver side, you can actually adjust on this part right, you can actually adjust it up, so you can change that way. But the reality is that the back end is still high to begin with. So with the Paco Sport one, the back end lowers down more. So actually it feels even better if because you're essentially you're lower down in the car. You sit a little bit deeper in the car than you do with the factory seats. So that's better. So it has a much better feel. It just feels much sportier. And I thought the factory seat felt really sporty to begin with, but with the Paco, with the Paco seat rails, it feels even more sporty. Let's look at the other things that the Paco Sport did. So let's look right here. So you see the hoop, the factory hoop. You see that is the top of the seat is actually lower. So that's that 1.25 inch height difference right there. One thing that the Paco Sport seat rail also does, it actually makes you more inboard. So you see on the outside. So this is the outside of the car right here, and you see that the headrest is more towards the middle, the center of the car. So it not just lowers it, but also it kind of centers it too. And this side you can't see it, right? Unless you're angled outwards. But right in front of it, it's not. So that's true with both the passenger and the driver side. So it does center you a little bit more in the. It centers you a little bit more in the center of the car. So, and I did, sitting in the car, driving around, I didn't notice that difference in centering, being more outside or centered. So in some ways, you're a little bit closer to your passenger if you have a passenger, maybe. in that regard, you might feel like you have less, I don't know, less elbow room between each other. But you have a little bit more elbow room on your door side. But I think it's a good thing because you're getting your center of mass, your mass closer to center of mass of the car. So that's actually would probably not improve the that would improve the handling dynamics too, not just the lowering. When you lower your weight down, that also improves the handling dynamics. But getting it closer to the middle of the car helps as well. So I really like the Paco Sports. And obviously, they're not adjustable. So the passenger side I don't care because I put it all the way back, and the driver's side I don't care either because it's just me driving. No one else is driving my car. So I leave it at whatever fixed position, and I don't have to think about it. So that's cool right there. Putting it in was kind of a pain, but I've taken the seat in and out several times, making various adjustments and stuff like that. And the first time was pretty difficult. The second time got a little bit easier. By the third time, it was definitely easier. And I think ever since then, I think I've probably taken it in and out more than 3 times. It's actually really easy, real fast now. Not everything comes back together. Mainly the passenger side. For example, this plastic cover here, it's basically like so, because of how this thing attaches. This thing kind of wraps around the old seat rail. So obviously the old seat rail is not here anymore, so it doesn't really fit in here. Now I could have taken this off, but that means that I would have to take off this whole entire side plastic, this whole piece of here. I didn't want to do that because all this would right here would be exposed where the seat belt or the seat incline adjustment right here, back the seat back recline adjustment would be exposed. So I left it there. So this is like this. But the interesting thing that the passenger side is like this, but the driver's side's not. The driver's side's actually okay. The driver's side, it actually fits in. Just how the parts came together. Let's look at the driver's side. See the driver's side here. It's in there, so it fitted in. So unfortunately, that passenger side wasn't able to do that because of whatever adjustments. Now I could have made the passenger side fit in if I cut into the plastic, but I don't want to do that. I want to leave it, just in the future if I sell this car or whatever, I could put it back to factory and not have anything messed up. So that part doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I haven't heard it. Meaning I haven't heard it flop around. I haven't heard any flopping around or any vibration or anything like that from here. So there's no noise from that. So it doesn't. So basically, I don't hear it. I don't see it. It doesn't bother me. Let's see what else about this seat rail. So yes, I really enjoy it. It feels like because it's lowered and the angle change, it kind of feels like it gives you more leg room. It definitely gives you more leg room at the steering wheel. You get a little bit more space here at the steering wheel between your knees, your thigh, and the bottom of the steering wheel. So you get more space in that regards, more leg room there. But yeah, it does feel like you get more leg room. Remember, it is 1.25 inches lower, so it sits lower. And when you look out the windshield, look out the windshield, you can see it. You can feel it. Feel that difference in being a little bit lower. And one of the cool things, especially being as a driver, when you're as the factory setting, the factory seat height, and how I have my steering wheel set. Previously, it was basically, when I had my steering wheel set, it was my line of sight was basically like this, and I couldn't see the top of my my gauges. But now with the seat lowered 1.25 inches, my line of sight is something like this. So I could see, the top. So that kind of made a big difference right there. Let's see, what else did it do? So yeah, so for the most part, I really like it. I really like the seat rails. I believe they are totally worth it. Totally worth their their value in in what they do, what they provide. Definitely one of the better mods, I think. There's certain mods that I did to this car. Some are better than others. And the seat rails are one of my preferred mods, especially with the interaction, the ergonomics of everything, how you feel, that ergonomics, and being more in one with the car. It's that Mazda Miata philosophy about being one with the car. That there was a horse and rider as one. Car and driver as one. So the seat rail helps that. It improves it on that aspect. Just like with my steering wheel, helps improve it with the short shifter and my shift knob. All those interaction things, those ergonomic things, they all I believe improved the whole driver and car as one experience. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching.